If you're interested getting a commission from me, check out my Ko-Fi down below in the description. My prices start off at $15 and they go up from there. My prices and what I offer is also on Ko-Fi. I've been drawing for over a decade. I have mastered the Toonie art style, so I can draw anything from scary to wholesome and cute. Alrighty, everyone. Good morning and good evening. Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to Try-on-A-Smile. I'm actually really excited today. I had a cup of coffee, fixing up my sleep schedule, so I'm actually getting the proper amount of sleep I need. And I'm super excited to share with you this video that I have today. This has been in the making for a while. I actually wanted to post it for my last video, but with the conversation topic, I just didn't find it very appropriate. So, this topic is something I am actually very passionate about, and I'm kind of tired of seeing this kind of garbage. Disney villains, or just sucky villains in general. Now, as we all know, Disney has really been going down the drain for like the past 10 years. Honestly, I would argue like their last best movie was Wreck-It Ralph. Way back in hang on, I'm gonna look it up when it came out. Holy cow, yeah. Wreck-It Ralph was made in 2012. I was really close. I was gonna say 2013, but it came out in 2012. And I could honestly see the cracks in the studio when Frozen came out. I actually really liked Frozen when it first came out to theaters. Honestly, it was my little kid-tism movie for a while. I would literally watch it every single day. Of course, all the songs were stuck in my head, like Let It Go. And because of Hans, that started the whole thing with the twist villains. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about twist villains. Today I am talking about the corporate greed that has riddled and rotted the artistic integrity that studio just no longer has. It's very sad to see. I was watching one of their most recent movies. I watched Hoppers, and mind you, I separate Pixar from Disney, but it is around the same level. Hoppers was okay. It's just I did not like Mabel at all. I did not like her as a character. But this trend of having villains that aren't evil anymore, I think, is really weird. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up now. But literally, the worst movie I think has ever been conceived, and I think a film student could do better, was Wish. Wish is the most biggest disappointment I've ever seen. It is a spit in the face to me as an animator, an artist, and a writer. It is so terrible. And funnily enough, the villain of the entire movie, King Magnifico, was my favorite character, but because he was the only character in that movie, and he did not feel like a villain to me. He just felt like someone who was really tired of, tired of people's shit. Like, let's be so for real. Because I too would go crazy if my subjects weren't grateful and didn't appreciate me, and everything I tried to do for them was for the benefit of their own good. Yeah, in King Magnifico's place, I would turn to bad magic too. And for me, I am so sick of just bad writing in the animation industry. I'm not counting DreamWorks, because DreamWorks, I love you. Okay, so Disney, you lack for better term, you need to get your shit together or else you're doomed to fail. I have not seen a good Disney villain since the Renaissance. Maybe I just have a soft spot because I just have so much respect for 2D animation more. Like, don't get me wrong, 3D animation is great. Like Puss in Boots and the Last Wish, that movie is amazing. But we are talking about the tunes, the 2Ds. And the last 2D film that Disney made, I believe, was Princess and the Frog. Please do not quote me on this. I do not really script these videos anymore, so I'm just kind of talking out my ass. But that is just how it is. That's kind of when 2D left. It's because I believe Disney did not market the movie very well, and people were wanting 2D animation more because of Toy Story that Pixar made and how successful it was. Now, 3D films are not the problem. It all boils down to the writing. What in the world is happening with the writing nowadays? It is so comically bad, and it is insulting to me, and it is an insult to my intelligence to put point A and point B together. It's terrible to watch. It actively puts me in a bad mood when I watch a film that has the need to spoon feed everything to me. Because believe it or not, people do not like to be told that they are stupid. So watching a movie that doubts my intelligence makes it incredibly hard to watch. At least for me. Honestly, at this point, I think some of the plot elements in some of the Disney movies I've seen can be better if a third grader wrote it. It is terrible. So I got a comment from my other video saying, I wish I could tell you why you're having low views. I have a feeling it's because we are in a weird time where the world values ignorance and apathy, not art and authenticity. And you know what? That made everything completely click for me. It feels like movies are trying to play it way too safe to cater to every single audience, to where the art has been lost and authenticity has been scrubbed away until there's nothing left but a blank, mushy canvas. There is nothing left, just slop for people to eat. Again, I'm gonna bring up Iron Lung for this. Iron Lung was successful, and it clicked because of that comment that I received. It is because it is the most authentic movie I have seen in the movie space in years. There is so much personality that oozes from that movie, and so much confidence, and it is so authentic, and it is not afraid to be what it is. And movies simply just don't move like that anymore. They are not bonkers. They are not crazy. At most, they're mildly inoffensive. And we're kind of getting in a space right now to where I believe people are so sick of everything being the same. And for me, for one, I'm getting tired of it. Me and my roommate, we watched Hunchback of Notre Dame the other day, and how beautifully animated it was with Quasimodo, and dude, the balls Disney had back then to make a villain such as Frollo is bonkers. Frollo is probably one of my favorite written villains ever, and the most realist, rawest villain I've seen. And let me clarify, Frollo is the most realist, rawest villain I've seen in an animated Disney film. I just wanted to make that clear. It's because the story it was telling was authentic. It was not ashamed of what it was trying to tell. It was just bold and out there. And I feel like that's why villains aren't evil anymore. Villains just aren't allowed to be evil because it could be offensive. Like, people would try to cancel you if your villain is racist or something. I don't know, like something like that. Or if your villain is an abusive asshole and hits people on screen, people will be like, "Oh, that's so offensive. Why'd you put that in this movie? How dare you?" First of all, I think we're coming to a time to where people feel really entitled to how artists want to create their films and their media. Artists, let me tell you something. You do not owe your audience anything when you want to tell the story you want to tell. That is the whole point of making something like this. Now, with what I am drawing, this is actually a love letter and part of a huge project that me and my roommate are currently working on that I can't really share the details of right now. But let's just say we are tired of watching bad movies with bad villains with questionable morals that we don't believe teaches good values. So, me and my roommate are going to go back to what Disney used to be. We want to tell a fairy tale-esque story with 2D animation about ego versus humility. And we want to also see a scary 2D movie. Yeah, that's right. The project that we are working on is going to be comedic musical thriller. I know it sounds weird on paper, but I promise you it's gonna be great. Now, don't expect this project to be done in like a month or two. This is a project that is probably gonna take years to see into full fruition, especially considering that we want professional animators, background artists, and everyone else that is involved. Oh, especially music. Oh yeah, music is a big one. And this guy I'm working on, this is Edward. At least the evil counterpart of him. I will get into the details probably way later when I actually have them. I'm in the middle of writing the story now and developing some of the characters. I will show on screen right now the animation turnaround sheet I made of this guy. It was really fun. I had a really good time making this character sheet and creating this design. And the whole goal of this is to remind people and to inspire them and show them the magic that Disney lost, or even just Hollywood in general. They lost the love of art. They lost the love of telling good stories. And it really saddens me, and I'm honestly sick of just waiting around hoping for it to happen, because I don't think it's going to, at least currently. Also, take this with a grain of salt because I don't know how true this is, but I would believe it that Disney is like using Chat GPT and like AI generated stuff to make their things, to make their movies, and it's Disney, what are you doing? Like, that is so horrible. Why are you doing that? So, I suppose I am making this video to stand up against Disney, and this is a love letter to all artists out there that want to make something great and beautiful, that want to tell stories and make their culture a better place. We are living in a time right now to where everything is an aesthetic, like, dullness. I feel like everything has been so corporatized to where, like, even down to what we're wearing is not colorful anymore. Everyone wears blacks and grays and beiges, and I'm like, where is the color, you guys? Where is the life? where is all of that anymore? And I get it, it's kind of hard to be in that headspace, especially my generation. I'm Gen Z. A lot of people are in a very nihilistic headspace, and I totally get it, especially with our economy right now and prices. But the thing is, we don't have to stay stuck in this. I feel like this is a great time for us to innovate and create something new and actually just bring back colorful culture again. Like, actually. And I'm not talking about, like, when I say colorful culture, I'm not talking about the weirdos with the really ugly rainbow flags. I have nothing against gay people, but you know the people I'm talking about. Bring back authenticity, bring back art. Stop being so scared of stepping out of the norm. We have gotten to the point to where we attach ourselves so much to labels. Everyone is a part of a community, and if you step out of it, you're a terrible person and you don't deserve to, like, you get stomped down, you get bullied by people. And I never understood why. I've never been a person to be a part of the norm. I mean, I'm an artist, like, that's normal for me, not sticking to the norm. And we should also do the same to actually encourage people to be themselves. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, social media is such a cancer. It is so bad. Because with my other video, I was literally just complaining about not getting enough views because I wasn't getting enough views because I was trying to chase validation, and if no one watches me, I'm worthless. That is simply, it's just not going. Thinking that way, if everyone thinks that way, it's not going to help you at all. It feels like being your authentic self is like its own subgenre, now. And I'm kinda all for it. How about we start growing a community of people just being themselves? And I'm not talking about like a perverted way of being yourself, because that's something I've been seeing in like the activist trans community. Again, I have nothing against trans people. I just don't agree with the ideology of saying you need to live your most authentic self while you know, cutting off like breasts and peepees. Like, it's not great. Anyways, I feel like I'm getting off topic. Please be you. Stop trying to be everything else. Maybe what the world really needs right now is not you joining a community or you being like other people. Maybe the world just needs you to be you. Our culture needs you to be you. And that is so important. It is okay to stand out. I'm gonna bring in my faith again, but we are called to be the light of the world and the salt of the earth. And how can you do that if you blend in with everyone else? Or if you're around people that dim your light? It won't work. Anyways, if you want to make fan art of this guy, you are more than welcome to. Of Evil Edward right here, please, if you make fan art of this guy, please send it to me on my Instagram. Me and my roommate would love to see him. I think you're going to see drawings of this guy on this channel more often, along with other characters. Let me know if you guys want me to record how I make a character turnaround sheet like I did with that reference image. I just didn't record it because I just didn't want to, and I didn't know if it would be interesting enough, but after making this beautiful drawing of this guy, and making the animation sheet, I'm like, you know, it could equal more content, and it gives me like pre-recorded stuff, and I get to figure out what I get to talk about in the meantime, and I can do that cycle. Alright everyone, thank you so much for listening to a rando on the internet. It has been a pleasure. Have a good evening and a good night. God bless. See you later.